this is a huge change in the market. Countries going into crypto for investments, it changes things, and that can be one of the primary reasons why you see the price moving back up. But still, look at the volume, guys. Look at the volume. I mean, that's something you need to know. We have very little buying volume compared to the recent past, but the price is going up. Why? Look at the opposite. When you had a ton of buying volume, the price didn't even move. So that was a retail money coming in. This is smart money, the institutional, the corporation. You have very little buying, but the price is going up. They know way the sellers are stepping out. Then they push the price up. And at some point, they themselves short the market to keep it down. Don't fall for those trouble. The market is clearly showing you we only have another 24 hours for a weekly candle to close. And if a weekly candle closes like this, the very next weekly candle shows you what? Keep in mind, the MACD has already turned positive. That's juicy. Think about that. The next week is going to bring something. It can be volatility. It can come back down to 64 before it bounces back up to 80, 90, 100,000. But are you missing the context? Because sometimes when you look at this, you see, that's 7.25. Whoa, highest level since July. Yeah? But if you put the history in, you kind of see, okay, that's nothing big. You have seen worse. So which direction are you going? That should be clearly understood. Easiest point for that is the monthly chart. Now let's actually break that for the altcoins, the bitcoins, and what you can expect in next couple of months before the end of 2024. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. We're going through the assets, the market, so that you guys know what's happening and what to expect. Now, clarity should be here, right? What? Bitcoin is breaking higher from a bull flag. Keep it simple. The MACD is breaking higher. The RSI is breaking higher. Everything is turning positive. And at that point, check something. I mean, this is very important. If the retail is not yet here, who is buying? I mean, I asked this question before. That's the smart money. Do you want to follow the retail here when they enter at the peak? Or do you want to follow the smart money? Very little volume, price going up. Who the hell is buying? That's the question you should be asking. Now take on XRP for that matter. Now 3-day won't work in that context. You'll need a weekly, at least. So on the weekly, you get to see, okay, there's very little buying volume. And we are surpassing the previous week, which is good. Meaning, compared to the last week, you're almost same in the volume. But you're engulfing to the upside, which is positive, which means a micro upside is coming, at least 0.6. That is good. That is healthy because you are not giving up your support, which is good. Now you go in to a 3-day chart. Well, we have some volatility. We had a lot of buying volume coming in compared to previous 3 days, but they failed to push it back down. Okay, that's some relief. We're now breaking directly to the downside. Good. We had way more selling volume, but they failed, which is good. That means someone on the other end is buying whatever people are dropping into the market. Cool. So I would like to see this asset, the XRP, doing something like this. Now that's, remember, a macro pattern. You're still inside that. Where's your resistance? We argued about this for few days, few weeks. Breaking this will change things. And now we get the context. We saw XRP, we saw Bitcoin. Now take the Ether side of the equation. There's a lot of assets which depends on Ether. Whenever you see a breakout in Ether, which is a significant one, you get to see a lot of ERC20 starting to take off. Yeah, it is true that Ether as a token is only doing 30, 40, 50% right. But then you get to see a ton of ERCs doing 300%, 500%. When will that actually start? That is getting closer. How? How the hell can you say that? You're looking at the RSI. The RSI is giving you a clear idea. That was a breakout. That was a retest. That is a bounce higher. And that's still a 3-day chart. You put it on a weekly chart, you're watching, you're just reversing. You're just trying to make a higher low and the higher high. So RSI on a weekly for Ether is starting to trend to the upside after breaking this pattern. So I'm optimistic, guys. For the end of 2024, I'm very optimistic because we talked about this for very, very long time. And now the exact same pattern on a macro chart for Ether is playing out. Maybe it's only going to 7,000. Maybe it's going to 10,000. I don't know. But as of now, what you can see in front of you on a weekly chart is that, yeah, it is going higher. When you push that onto a monthly chart, this is where you actually get to see Ether will get a resistance close to 3,000. Or it should get a resistance close to 3,000. There should be something like this because you have a trend line running through this. You need to hit that trend line, test that trend line, break it. And once you break it, that's where it gets really interesting. Why? What's your measured move after that? I mean, that's substantial. That's one of the reasons why I said, I don't know whether this is going to 5,000, 10,000, but the measured move kind of takes you all the way up towards 20,000. Think about that. $20,000 Ether is the measured move. So what does that give you? I mean, from the current price, that's actually giving you a 6.5x. It is not bad. But you're going to see way bigger fluctuation in the altcoin market. The ERC20 should do 5 times that. That's a 25, 30x. Boom, you'll get that. Now, why am I saying this? It is in front of you how we ended the wave 1. It is in front of you how we went for wave 2. Think about this. This was the wave 1. This is the wave 2. So you're going for macro wave 3. Don't get confused. On the macro, you're going for wave 3. Great. Fine. Which means the assets which are running for wave 2 themselves, that's where you should be. Yeah, the 1, the 2. So you have the 3. Why is the 3 important? Because the 3 in altcoin market for some reason seems to be big. Fine. So you have to pick assets where the wave 2 and wave 3 is very big and they're just starting wave 2. Easy part. When it is said to execute that, you will literally have to go into multiple assets on a weekly chart at least to identify whether they're entering on wave 2 or wave 3. Say you enter the market, there is a ton of assets in this market. There is no doubt on that. I mean, good assets to choose from, not the total 70,000. That's a lot of fake coins. You don't want that. You want to see why these are performing. I mean, say AXS, you're seeing it's performing well. You go back into this and you kind of see there is a ton of assets being posted one by one. And we actually went through a lot of those just in last week. We already showed you what these assets were showing. We actually gave you the idea of which direction they're all going. And I was checking AXS. I think it was in the one-on-one session, maybe, detailing through that. But if you are interested in this market and this push to the upside, guys, keep in mind, yeah, all of these charts are going to be live here. You will be watching all of them being posted here. So if you want to take benefit of this, say sand, it's up in the top 3, and we've been posting that. We've looked at that just 3 days back. We posted it. Same thing, if you want to follow, use the link in the description below. Jump into the SI family with 1,200 members. And soon we're going to open a small pool where you can do the copy trading. When I open a trade, you get to open a trade. It's going to be limited because I want to test. This is the first time. There's been a huge demand and I'm going to keep it small. 50 individuals, 100 individuals. Whoever registers first get to enter and I close it. Then in 3 months' time, they will see what the results are. How do you actually do a 5x, a 10x? How do you remove the capital? When do you remove the capital? This is important because some people make a lot of money in the market but don't take it out. So we actually go through that together. You will see where I invest. You will see where I exit or take some portion out because the same thing will also be happening in your portfolio. Right? So now I'm working with a couple of platforms for that. But yeah, the response from you guys is important. I've only got around 8,900 response till this point in personal message and in the polls in the Patreon. So once I get at least 100, now I'm close to that, 95, 96 something, I'll actually say, okay, if you guys are interested from this tier on, we'll actually allow everyone to come in. But first 100 seats, right? Those who come first get served. That is going to be the way we'll do things. If you are interested in that too, yeah, this is the way. The link is given in the description below. So guys, now jump back into the market. Have a clear idea. Everyone will have their own opinion, including me. But the market will guide you till the end. The end would most likely look like this. You'll get a negative divergence. I've been repeating this for I don't know how long, but watch for this. It's coming. Maybe 2 months, maybe 3 months, maybe 4 months, but it's coming. And when it's coming, keep in mind how the MACD reacted last time. There is a possibility we are doing almost same thing. Almost. And don't expect it to come here to 9,500. I mean, historically speaking, you go put that trend line, you see this. It's going down, right? It's going down heavy. Now, what may happen on the other side is the RSI pushes like crazy, but the price fails to do that. The price moves a little bit. That's opposite side, which is again negative, but hidden negative divergence. So you need to be able to understand what the market is showing you in the land of candlestick. And that's why I say take time, start learning before the majority is in here. When the price pops in 3 months, in 5 months, where we reach the top, you will see the majority coming in. You don't want to join them. Now, yes, you can zoom in and look, okay, is the smart money in the retail entering now? No, they are not. This is what you see. You actually can identify which countries the search is coming from. The majority, the US, the UK, they are not actually starting to search. The Europe, they're not in. They will come in at one point when the price goes through the sky. You don't want to be that guy. You want to enter early, whichever asset you like. But yeah, for sure, you will have to look at that asset individually. Look at the gold. Look at the silver. We talked about this. I don't know how many times, but you all saw what we were talking about. Silver now is at 33, and last time it was here was in 2012. So you are here after 12 years, guys. So something is happening in the economy which the majority don't understand. If you are not in assets, hard assets, you're going to get screwed because, I mean, believe me, people around you, the politicians, they are not looking at your best interest. Say, I'll actually look at just the Indian scenario so that you know what I'm talking about. Then I'll go through the US, I'll go through the UK so you guys don't misunderstand this. You pick the M2 money supply. I'm looking at my country and I'm like, whoa. So just 5-6 years back, it was 29,000 billion. Today, it's standing close to 64. I mean, we doubled the total money supply in the economy in 7 years. After the independence, I think it's been 75 plus years. And in 7 years, you double the money supply. I mean, you're screwed if you're saving money. They are printing it like crazy. Now, say you don't understand that because it's India. Okay, fine. You go to USA. You take the M2 money supply in the United States. What do you see? The exact same scenario, and not only that, we're slowing down here. You're not. It's starting to go back up. Maybe it's the election time. They're going to give 100 new promises. They're going to print a ton more money. That will devalue whatever you save. But if you are in assets, it goes up. Why? Because they're devaluing the dollar. It's not the price of the house or the gold going up. Gold is just a metal on the periodic table. It's been that way ever since. But they've printed a ton more money and the market responded. They are like, okay, the smart guys are like, no, I don't want your fiat. I'll move into an asset. If you are doing that correctly, you already know. Look at that fluctuation. From 15,000 billion all the way to 22,000 billion. So you just did 30% printing in like 4 years. Now you take from last 10 years, you'll be surprised. Half of your entire money supply came in this decade. They printed it. You can go as long as you want to the backside, but you understand what we're trying to convey. Now say, let's pick UK as well. 3 big sides to understand. So M2 UK money supply, yeah, that's it. They may have a road, but it's okay. Now keep this in mind. When you are looking at this, it's almost the same for a lot of these countries. And we have seen this before. In 2010, you actually saw this in UK. They printed a ton of money. Now they've repeated that here. What does that mean? The price of assets in those countries, it's going to go nuts. Think about it this way. In 2010, it was close to 1.9 million. Now it's 3. So almost 40-50% of whatever they have, they printed 50% more at that point. From 2010 to 2024, they printed 50% more. That's something you should take note of when you think about saving. When you just saw these nations are going to invest in something other than the printed currency, you need to understand why they're doing this. And the results for that, just that, if you want a macro perspective, could put in a quarterly chart. What do you see? It always goes up. And when it starts this kind of a reversal, watch what comes next. That was a pop, boom. That was a pop, boom. Now check what the economy was doing. Not good. So you need to position yourself much carefully. If not, you will be surprised. It's a big rounded bottom. And that's on a quarterly chart, which means, yeah, you're going to see this play out in next 3 to 6 months, 12 months, 18 months. It won't play out overnight. But that's literally suggesting you silver is going to $100, $150, whatever. That's going to be crazy numbers. Now look at gold. Ooh, that's interesting, isn't it? That is what we are saying. The capital is now flowing out. The risk of something bad happening in the economy is sky high. And if gold breaks this pattern, which it is trying to do now, that's a bearish pattern actually. I was actually personally thinking like, okay, it is true, digital currencies are going to take a lot of capital away from gold. But if it gets rejected, they're perfect for crypto market. This consolidation in gold is going to be heavy for us. But if it breaks, even the conservative measured move will be a double. So there is something big happening on the other aisle. And if you want to understand what it is and how you can position in your geographical region, go through a one-on-one session. We'll discuss through everything you want to know. You can ask whatever you want to ask. Use the link in the description. So guys, if you receive value, smash that like button for me. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.